I think that I've found the quietest place in this entire park. I thought that I would sit and talk to you guys a little bit. Things have been interesting lately. I've been thinking a lot about love and the future and growing up and the world. I think a lot. I don't know. I had all these thoughts I just definitely wanted to say to you guys that I've been thinking about all day, and then as soon as I got in this beautiful park and looked around, it's like all of them just flew out of my memory, and now I'm just left here in just bliss. Just utter bliss. Life is so beautiful and so full of possibilities if you allow it to be. There's so much potential. There's absolutely nothing that you can't do. There's absolutely no life you can't live. I was thinking about this earlier. People strive so long in their lives for little things that really don't mean much, when if they looked at things differently, they would get everything they ever asked for. For instance, money. Most people want to be a millionaire, most people want to be billionaires, but if they really think about what they would do with all that money, it's not really worth much. They would probably just spend it on themselves, maybe their closest loved ones, but it wouldn't really do much for the world. And abundance comes from giving abundance, from giving completely abundantly, and from being completely selfless. The only true way to be selfless is to be selfish. You have to focus on yourself. You have to focus on loving yourself. You have to focus on finding your truth, finding your talents, building your imagination, and finding that thing in you that's valuable to the whole rest of the world. So when you focus on yourself and you focus on building those things, building your value, first to yourself, first in loving yourself and caring for yourself, in treating yourself with respect, in treating your time with respect, in building up something in yourself that is actually meaningful, is a skill set that people can use. When you focus on that first, you're able to become selfless because you have so much love that there's something to pour. The best artists are the ones who have focused for a long time on themselves and their own emotions and their own experience, and really dove deep into figuring out how to express those things. And then once they do, they're like the most selfless of beings because they're able to share with the world something that matters to other people and something that means something to people. The best art out there is an expression of feelings and experiences that we all can relate to, that we all understand, and that we all feel. The only way to be able to reach that deep of a relation to the rest of the world is for the artists themselves to be quite introspective and selfish, for them to spend a lot of time figuring out themselves and focusing on loving themselves and focusing on understanding themselves. I think a lot of people think that when you learn to love yourself, it's all about like just being happy all the time and finding joy all the time. I know I thought that for a long time. But really, I don't think it's about that. I think that loving yourself is about accepting a range of possibilities and experiences and emotions that can come to you. It's about being able to understand your pain and your hurt and express those things in a way that isn't harmful to yourself or harmful to anyone else. Loving yourself isn't about coming to perfection, but accepting a lack of perfection and embracing a lack of perfection, and then loving, literally loving, in every sense of the word love, loving your lack of perfection. I think that's what true self-love is. Knowing that you're never gonna reach a place where everything in your life is happy. Knowing that you're never gonna reach a place where everyone in your life treats you exactly the way that you want them to treat you. Knowing that and being okay with it and actually appreciating it. Appreciating the good times just as much as you appreciate the bad times. A true self-love journey, a true spiritual journey, a true journey through this earth the way that it is really about accepting that life isn't perfect. That there's so much out there and that we wouldn't want it to be perfect anyways, because if there was no rain, there'd be no rainbows. It's like these roses. There's so many thorns on them, but without their thorns, they wouldn't be roses. Every little thing in life has an ugly side, and it also has a beautiful side. Everything made from God, and then everything made from man is even more so, because we are that. We are both ugly and beautiful at the same time. So we can't make anything that's perfection. And that's because we're from God. And that is perfection. God makes things that hurt and are also beautiful, and that's perfection. We can't embrace beauty unless we can accept pain. I'm beautiful and I'm ugly, and that's okay. You are beautiful and you are ugly, and that's okay. Life is beautiful.